Hi everybody, it's Jen. Today I'm going to show you how to make simple planner charms. I've had a few requests, so I thought I would make one today. And these are really easy to make. They're fun to clip onto your planners. You can put them on purses, lots of different uses for them. And they are fun to make. So I'm going to show you what we need to get started. First, you need some jewelry making tools. I use 2 pairs of jewelry pliers. You can get these at Hobby Lobby or Michael's or wherever. And a pair of scissors, doesn't matter what kind. I also use, these are lobster claw clasps, and I'm going to make 2 of them, one of them gold, one of them silver, so I have one of each. You're going to need some jump rings, which look like this, also gold and silver. They're just your basic little jump rings. Okay, and then you're going to need long needles. These are called doll needles, and you can find these, well, I got them at Hobby Lobby in the regular sewing section with, regular sewing needles. But the key is you want nice long needles with a pretty good size eye. Okay. And then you're going to need some beads. This is up to you. This is what I'm using for this tutorial. I have these wood beads in these different colors. I got these on AliExpress. I will leave links to everything I can find down below if you're interested in the same kind of product. For the other tassel, I'm going to use these crocheted wood beads. I also got those from AliExpress. And tassels. Tassels you can make yourself or buy them pre-made. I have one of each here. This one I bought pre-made. As you can see, oops, sorry. It's just like very simple tassel. It's kind of like foam paper and a gold bead cap. I made this one myself. Very easy to do. I'm sure there are tassels online for how to do it, but if you start out with a plain bead cap, then I cut a strip of paper about this length and cut notches in it every, what is that, like 1/8 of an inch, then rolled it up and hot glued it inside here. So that's how I made that one. And let's see what else. Okay, you're going to need some beads just to decorate. Oh, sorry, not beads, charms to decorate your planner clip. I just picked out a few here to choose from. And the last thing, you're going to need something to string them on. I like to use crochet thread. You can find this, at any craft store, Michael's. I got these at Hobby Lobby, I think. I'm going to use pink for one and gray for another one. You could also use embroidery floss. You can use pearl cotton. Regular thread is too thin, but yarn I think would be too thick. So crochet thread, embroidery floss, something like that. Okay, so let's get started, and we'll do one and then probably do the next one right after that, as long as it doesn't take too long, but it shouldn't. All right, let's start with the pink one. So first you're going to take your crochet thread. Let's find the end here. Okay, and you're going to start with your tassel. So I think this one, we're going to start with the gold one. Okay, so just thread your thread through your tassel. And this is going to be the bottom of the charm. Okay, and then you're going to make this pretty long. Just pull your thread up to, what's that, probably, let me measure it. Not that it has to be exact, but just to give you an idea, it's about 1 foot. Okay, and then just cut it off there so the ends are even, or pretty even. Okay, so now you have 2 ends up here. And then what you're going to do is thread this through one of your needles. Okay. So what I like to do, I like to lick it and then put it through. Okay. So now we have, let's just pull that straight. So now you have the tassel on the end. And then the needle is pulled through. And then you're going to start stringing your beads. So for this one, I have the 4 wood beads, and just pick whatever order you like them in. I'm going to start with this taupey color one. Just pull it down to the end. Once you do that, make sure you pull that loose end of thread out. Just going to pull that up a little more. Okay, and then we'll go with, let's do a pink one, and then green, and then the darker pink. Okay, so you have that. And then what you want to do is thread a jump ring through the top. So I'm going to take a gold jump ring, okay, and then just thread it through the jump ring. And that becomes the top. Okay, and then what you want to do is take your needle, go around the other side of the jump ring. This is where the long needle comes in handy. Then you're going to go through all the beads back down all the way to the bottom. And then once you get to the bottom, stick your needle through the tassel and pull it through. Okay, and then you're going to make sure everything's pulled taut so there's not any space in between the beads. See, there's a little space up there where the jump ring is, so I'm going to pull that down. Okay, now you see. Okay, and then what I do is, now that I'm through the tassel, I'm going to go back up the beads all the way to the top. Okay, and pull it through. Oops, went through, my needle came out, that's all right. Okay, so now we're at the top. All right, let me just rethread my needle. So what that does is, first it makes it stronger because there's 3 layers of thread through the charm. Okay, so sorry, let me just do this. Whoops, only got 1 thread. That's just a sec. All right, so as you can see at the top, we've got the jump ring all threaded. Okay, so then we're gonna, you know what? I should have left it unthreaded. Okay, what I'm gonna do is take one of the ends and pass it through the jump ring so that there's one end on one side of the jump ring and one end on the other. Okay. Okay, so now you can see there's one end of the string, can you see that? On one end of the jump ring and one on the other, on one side and one on the other. So then what I do is just tie a double knot, just to secure it. Okay, there's one, and then 2. Okay, then that's when I have to rethread it through your needle, because you got to do something with these ends, right? Okay, so let's rethread it. Hang on. Better to do closer to my face. It's hard to do through the lens. Okay, so I got it threaded. All right, so for the ends to disappear, what I do is I just pass it through the top 2 beads. Okay, and then just pull it out. Okay, get the ends. If you're not sure which is the right side to pull, just tug it gently. The right end will come out eventually. Okay, there we go. So there. So we have the ends coming through the middle of the planner charm. Then what I do is I take my scissors and just clip as close as you can to that last bead. There might be other ways to do this, but this is the way that works for me. I didn't know what to do with the ends of the threads, and I have a sewing background, so what I usually do when I have ends of thread, on a like a quilt or something, I just make a knot and then thread it through my project and cut it out. So I thought this was kind of a similar way to do it. So then you can't really see that little knot there. And cut those a little bit closer so you can't see them at all. And my scissors aren't that sharp. I need some embroidery scissors, but I'll get those for the next one. Okay, so there we go. That part's done. What I like to do is I like to add a little charm to the top jump ring, just to add a little more fun to it. So I thought this little bird would be cute. The colors go well. So take a jump ring again, and this is where you use your 2 sets of jewelry pliers. So take one end in one side, okay, and then take the other pliers, put in the other, and then just twist them apart a little so it opens up, okay? So then I take the charm, put it onto the jump ring, and then get your tassel and hook that one onto the top jump ring. And then you take your 2 pliers again and bend them back into place. Okay. Oh, and forgot, we need this part too. We need the lobster claw clasp, so we're able to hook it onto our, you know, planner or whatever. So before you close that up, you want to put the lobster claw clasp on, or you could just reopen it like I did and hook that on, close it back up, and there you go. There's our first planner, charm, tassel, all made. And then you could hook this onto anything you want. So I hope you like it. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so this one I was planning on using the gray crochet thread. And I'm going to use the tassel that I had made. So once again, I'm going to thread your tassel. And then just give yourself enough leeway here, about a foot or so. Okay, let me grab my embroidery scissors for this one so I can cut the thread a little bit closer. Okay. It's always nice to have a small pair of really sharp scissors that you don't use for anything except for thread and fabric. That really helps in a situation like this. Okay, so anyway, back to the tassel. We have this threaded. Okay, and then let's cut the threads perfectly even. And we're going to do our beads. This one I'm going to use the crocheted beads. I just love these. These are so pretty. All right, so yeah, let's get our needle. Use this one. Let's thread it. Oops, I only got one in there again. Hang on. Okay, so we got that done. Now let's add our beads. Let's start with gray. Start with whatever you like. This is where you get to be creative. You can use regular, you know, plastic beads. You can use glass beads. Anything that matches your project or your tassel, whatever you have on the end. You can alternate sizes. Another thing I like to do is I use letter beads and I spell out somebody's name and put it on a planner I'm making for them. That's a nice touch, I thought. All right, so we've got all 3 of these beads on this tassel. And now we're going to add the jump ring. So let's get a silver jump ring. Thread it through. Take the end of the thread out. Okay, so now we have a jump ring. You're going to go around the jump ring, back down through each bead. When you get to the end, you'll pull it tight. Okay, and then you're going to go through the tassel. Okay, now we're at the end. Got the jump ring, the beads, the tassel. And let's pull it tight. There we go. So that's all set. Now you're going to go back up again. Now that you're through the tassel, you're going to go through the other side, go back up into the bead. This one's a little more tricky because the holes aren't as big because of the crocheting part, but you could pretty much go by feel when you're putting your needle through. Okay, and we'll come out one side of the jump ring. Pull out the free end of the thread, which is this one. Okay, and take your needle out. All right, then you're going to separate these two strands. Okay, and you're going to take one of them and go through the jump ring. You don't need a needle for that because it's just, there's a lot of space for you. Okay, so now you have the threads on either side of the jump ring. And tie a double knot. One. Two. Okay, and then you're going to go back and thread it again. Just trim that. Oh, just doing it off camera, just so I could see it. I have reading glasses on, but sometimes it doesn't help. Okay. All right, so we've got it threaded again. So what you're going to do is go back into the hole, leave a couple beads leeway, pull it tight, cut it, and then we're done. But I actually have to get it into the hole. Okay, there we go. Got it in one hole, put in the other. This one I think I'm going to go all the way down because there's only 3 beads on this one. Okay, so I've got it done. Get the free end of the thread to pull out, which just feel which side gives you some give. There we go. Okay, take the needle out. Okay, so now I'm just going to kind of pull it tight and then cut it right at the end. See these nice sharp scissors get you right at the end. Oh, perfect. Can't even tell. Okay, so there is a nice planner charm. 3 crocheted beads, jump ring at the top, tassel at the bottom. Now let us add the lobster claw clasp and a charm. So I picked out 2 charms. I thought I'd take a look and see what one looks best. I think the heart, because this one has a little bit too much gold on it. I think we'll add a heart up there along with the clasp. So we'll take another jump ring. Make sure it's silver. Yep. Okay, take your pliers. These I got both these at Hobby Lobby. They were both on clearance. And one of them has like grooves, so it holds things really tight, and the other one twists better. So, okay, so we open that up. I'm going to put it through our top jump ring. Oh, hi Gus. don't know if you can hear my cat meowing. All right, we'll add the heart. And then the lobster claw clasp. And then close it all back up. Just twist it back the way you had it. Make sure there's no gap in the jump ring so things don't fly off. Sometimes you just kind of have to push it together too. Okay. So there we go. Got a heart, beads, tassel. Oh, I like that one. So those are the 2 charms, planner charms we've made today. I hope you like them. Hope you try it. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll try and leave links below to everything I used. Hopefully that's helpful to you. If I can't leave a link, feel free to ask me about it, but more than likely I just can't find the product anymore. But if you have any questions about like what size of, jump rings or whatever to use, let me know. But I'll try and leave everything down below. All right. Hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.